and dragons! Time of magic, age of might. A band of heroes step up to the fight. Playing with powers they don't understand. Will they fuck it all up or will they save the land? Treachery, vanity, loitering and worse. They are their own worst enemies. These fuckers don't need no cause. Authors and dragons! Authors and dragons! Their powers combined, a group of fantasy authors take on a sadistic games master. Will they survive? Open your big wet mind and accept the adventure. Authors and dragons! Authors and dragons!
Hey everybody, I'm John Hartness, and I'll be playing the role of Fendingo the Feathered, bard of all trades and sexy-ass parrot. In real life, I write the Quincy Harker Demon Hunter series, the most recent of which, Conspiracy Theory, will be dropping on October 13th. Pre-orders are open now, so get your ass on over to Amazon and order something. There's other stuff too, but really I'm pimping the new thing, so go buy that.
Hi, I'm Joseph Barassi. I play the role of Bjorg Bjornsson, enthusiastic and violent barbarian. I was an author on the Mongoliad books. My novels Skyfarer and Dragon Road are available from Angry Robot Books, and I don't have an alternate title tonight because my voice is going, so I may sound like a chain smoker.
Hey everyone, my name is Rick Gualtieri and I play Stallion of the Gods. In real life, well, we're like over 100 episodes in at this point. If you don't know what I write by now, why are you going to start listening at this point? But I'll tell you about new stuff. By the time you're listening to this, Wannabe Wizard, False Icons 2, out on audio, and Wandering Spirit, Bill of the Dead Adventures 2, is out for Kindle, I guess. Whatever.
Hello, friends. My name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, Notorious Rogue, and Weasel. In real life, I write the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels and short stories, starting with the first book, Critical Failures. I also wrote the latest book in the Shingles series, Jacko Pumpkins. Go check that out.
Hi there, my name is Steve Weverill, and I play Brandon Fymaster, a monk who is currently a puma, currently under a Bulette. In real life, I write such books as the Doomsayer Journeys with Falstaff Books, and I also write Shoot the Dead, Far Into the Dark, and The Totally Legend of Brandon Fymaster, the Brandon Fymaster origin story, so go and check that out.
Good evening, Junior Adventure-Scarers, and welcome to the first October episode of Authors and Dragons. There's nothing really in any way Halloween-y about this episode, but fuck you, it's October, and I love this shit, so I'm just wringing it out where I can. 2020, find your joy. I am Drew Hayes, author of books.
I was going to say, I am currently in a Bulette's mouth, so I might die soon. That's kind of Halloween-y.
Yeah. So I am Drew Hayes, author of books such as Superpowered, Fred the Vampire Accountant, NPC, Secondhand Curses, and Villain's Code, the upcoming sequel of which should hopefully be out at some point in 2020 still. Fingers crossed. Also, there's a Halloween event I do on my website, drewhayesnovels.com, every year, where it's a Choose Your Spooky Outcome that starts October 19th. So go check up on the past years. It's all free, and you can participate and see how the story goes. But when last we left our junior adventurer, or when last we left our main adventurers, they had indeed been, attacked by a Bulette. And in fact, why don't we just go ahead and take this from the top by rolling a bunch of initiatives to really just see how this all shapes out. And let's see if we can all click our character tokens and then do it, you know?
Let's see if we can all do it correctly, just for a change.
Stallion of the Gods rolls a 16.
A&D Con 2020 really had the gauntlet thrown down on this one.
Shut it. Fendingo rolls a 21.
I hate it when you tell me to click on my character after I already did, because then, I don't get the points the cool points, but then when you don't tell me, then I forget to do it. But I actually already did it before you said it this time. Anyway, Klaus Richter rolls a 16.
I'm not saying the people who are watching this on the YouTube channel can clearly see that somebody did roll an initiative that didn't immediately show up.
I know, but like I like to say, when other people fuck up, I like to say, oh, I clicked on mine. And then all the people listening to the podcast say, man, Robert Bevan's cool. I want to read his books.
Well, I fucked it all up, Bob, so if you want to say it now, go for it.
I got mine right. My books are better than John's.
I want to hear from all the listeners who week after week are like, Bob didn't click on his token. I'm burning all my Caverns and Creatures books.
Bevan's like, fuck it, you can burn copies 3 times. Just keep buying new ones. That's fine.
Yeah, seriously.
You want to
Bob's
burn
running
some
that Yeti
mugs
marketing
and dice too?
Just, yeah, get a hashtag going too.
Hashtag burn Bevan's shit.
Yeah.
Brandon Flymaster rolls an 11 this time.
I don't know why that got me just right on the Bob shit thing. Well, with those initiatives, it is clear that Fendingo the Parrot Testicle will be going first.
The parrot testicle?
I'm pretty sure there aren't testicles. Back to the whole cloaca thing.
Yeah. You're welcome.
So Fendingo wants to fly the fuck away from the Bulette.
Fendingo may disengage if he would like to fly away without an attack of opportunity.
Nah, fuck it. I'll fly away and take an attack of opportunity. Because
Okay.
I'm also going to shoot this motherfucker.
Very reasonable. Entirely reasonable decision to make there.
I'm going to die.
Let's see what the Bulette says. I'm guessing a 20 is going to hit you. That feels...
Yeah, that's an ouchie.
All right, well. How does a 27 damage sound?
Jesus fuck. Yeah.
I think you only have one parrot testicle left now.
I think he ate not only my parrot cloaca, but my parrot clitoris.
That
I think he beat one into me and then bit it off.
that 27 is red. Does that mean minimum damage?
That means one of the dice
Oh,
rolled was
all right.
minimum.
Oh God.
So Fendingo's going to fly. What's my fucking movement? Because it better be a lot. Parrot Fendingo.
And you're the one who can leave the ground. You're in the best shape.
Yeah. In the best shape till... Oh, yeah. Fuck this noise. Fendingo's flying 50 feet away from this bastard.
Might I suggest diagonal?
I was going to go for a big fucking rock. But sure. Fendingo will fly diagonally to the northeast.
Alrighty. And are you landing or are you hovering?
I am... Ooh, I have to land to cast shit that requires...
Because I meant diagonal up.
No, Fendingo's going to fly direct 45 feet directly due east and land on a rock.
Okie dokie. That is all within your movement.
And then I'm going to throw a firebolt to this motherfucker.
Fireball or a firebolt?
Bolt.
Okay. Just literally everyone piled up on top of it.
I mean, the thought crossed my mind. But...
At a certain point, you have to ask if Fendingo's trying to kill you.
I mean, I like Brandon. I don't want to set Brandon on fire.
Oh,
Bjorg Borgson can take it. I mean, whatever for the other two. Yeah, so Fendingo rolls a nat 20.
That hits, obviously. Roll that damage. And I think it should probably auto-edit for your crit, too.
Yeah, 9.
Those are some not outstanding rolls.
No, they are not. But I still feel somewhat vindicated.
Nah, you hit him. You hit him hard.
And I ran like a bitch.
Yeah, you are missing some tail feathers from that bite. That was a good old chomp.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Thankfully, it's the Bulette's turn.
I'd like to pretend to be one of those like fish that clean sharks' teeth.
A cunning strategy if you were at all hygienic in any way.
Brandon Thighmeowster, you are the one in closest proximity, I think, because you're right there. Fendingo's gone. Oh, wait, where's Klaus?
In its fucking mouth.
Oh, all right.
How do you
No.
attack that?
It jumped on all of you equally, so you're all kind of in the same one. All right, so we'll just do we'll do evens odds. Either of you want to try to call it?
Yeah, I'll call it. I think it fucked me up the most, so that seems appropriate.
So you want odds or evens?
Evens.
Okay, so if it's evens, it's Brandon. If it's odds, it's Klaus. It is evens.
Yeah, that works out. Yeah.
Klaus, you are too small, I guess, to look like a tantalizing target, as the Bulette instead smashes its bitey mouth down on Brandon Thighmeowster.
Just say what I did. I shit myself, yeah.
Also, you're covered in semen.
Oh, but only rolls a 12.
Uh-huh. And it misses.
All right.
That is refreshing.
That is. And here's more good news. It's burrowing away from you. You and Klaus both get attacks of opportunity. I think maybe Bjork too. It's a little hard to see in the diagonals, but it feels like, yeah, Bjork, you get one too. This is the downside of standing leap or deadly leap.
All right, Weasel Bow coming up.
Quick, it's running away. Get it.
Klaus rolls a natural 1. God damn it.
Jesus.
Bjorg, you got something to say?
Brandon Thighmaster rolls a vengeful 19.
So Klaus and Bjorg basically try to attack in the exact same spot and smash into each other's heads, banging off and causing both to miss wildly. While Brandon Thighmaster, being left completely alone, lands a bite. So go ahead and roll damage.
Jump for 8.
Very nice.
That 9-point firebolt looking better and better, ain't it, bitches?
Your 1 point more of damage certainly justifies your lifelong commitment to magic.
I agree.
Or you could just bite it on the ass as it runs away for equally effective results.
Pretty much what you did.
Sexy pig ruined my shot.
All right, so the Bulette dives into the earth and appears to vanish for now. Stallion of the gods.
Assume you said dives into the earth, not just dives into the earth.
No, dives, like burrows down.
All right, well, I'm going to move onto this rock.
So that's like a ledge of, like as the map depicts, like it's a shelf of rock, like it's a shelf of land, and then there's like a little bit of rock, and then there's just more land.
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
And can I ready an action?
You may.
All right, so I will ready that when next it pops up, I will pop it with, I guess at least one arrow. I don't know if I can do 2 with that, but...
I believe you can do 1, but more. Also, you're going to have to pick an area you're watching.
These guys over here look pretty tasty, so I'm going to be keeping my eye where they're congregated.
Okay, so you are focused up on the Bjorg, Klaus, Brandon area.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okie dokie. Sorry, I'm reading about how to ready an action real quick.
And that's right. I brought the rules with me this week.
God help us all.
I guess that's a welcome change.
Okay, so the way it's worded, it doesn't feel like you get a full ability, but so it constantly uses the reference to reactions. So I'm going to say you can do a standard attack in that circumstance, or if you have any abilities that have a reaction trigger, you can use those.
No, this will be a standard attack.
Okay. Well, if you have anything in your repertoire that does work with a reaction, that you can absolutely use. So that will be some more options down the line. But yeah, so you're going to watch them and ready to shoot.
Mhm.
Klaus.
All right. Well, Klaus Richter has seen tremors, so I'm gonna get up on this rock over here, northwest of where I was, and I suppose I will also ready in action, covering the space between below this rock, between the hedge over there and the ledge on the other side.
And then do you have the movement to get?
All right. Well, then I'll just rush it and not ready in action.
Okay. So you're going to do a dash to get to the rock?
Yes.
Alrighty. Brandon Thimeoster.
Brandon got a pretty good look at that thing as it descended from the sky to kick the shit out of him. Probably enough to realize that being on a rock doesn't defend from things that deadly leap at you, I guess.
Yeah, it did leap. It did leap out of the land into the air and come crashing down upon you. Oh, last round.
Somebody didn't see tremors.
But I'm digging everyone's vibe here. We should split up. It can only leap at one of us at a time, I assume. I'm going to move over here. And I'm going to use dodge.
Excellent.
Which I believe
Excellent.
Allows me to dodge.
Look at us tonight. It's like we finally opened up the player's handbook.
I'm literally scrolling through Google right now trying to remember what the fuck dodge is.
Dodge means that everyone who is attacking you does so at a disadvantage.
Nice. That'll be my turn then.
Yeah, that's always a good one if you don't have anything to do. Bjorg.
All right. Bjorg, seeing what the others are doing, is going to move to this spot right over here, kind of like the opposite end from Brandon. And in case it comes near him, he's going to ready in action to attack it.
So you're going to ready in action that if it bursts out of the ground in your eyesight.
Yes.
And which way are you facing?
Let's just say the same way. Let's say south.
Okay.
You're looking at Stallion, Stallion's looking at you, and we're both going, yeah, you're going to die. The question is, which of us looks tastier?
Well, you've all sort of fanned out a little bit. It's going to be a D3, because 3 of you make a much more appetizing target. So Brandon is 1, Bjorg is 2, Stallion is 3. Stallion of the gods.
I want to shout, it can't see you if you stomp on the ground a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fendingo, you actually have a turn to ready as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do stuff actually. So who all got hurt when it deadly leapt?
I did.
I didn't make the invasion, so Brandon took quite a slapping.
So Brandon did everybody get damaged?
I did.
No, you were not all in the same location, I don't believe.
All right.
You and
all
Klaus
right.
got half damage when it landed on us. Brandon took the brunt of the attack.
What does that mean, even Klaus? Klaus the Invulnerable got damaged.
So for my first action, I'm going to move about 30 feet here. I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Mass Healing Word, targeting everybody in the party.
Nice.
And that way everybody gets 1d4 plus my charisma modifier.
So 1d4.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. So everybody gets back 6 hit points.
That'll do nicely, thank you.
And since Mass Healing Word takes a bonus action, not a full action, I'm going to use my move to fly back and land on a rock to go back to the same place where I was.
Gotcha. So you're dashing. I gotcha. Yep,
Yeah.
You can do that with a bonus.
Because I couldn't reach Klaus. Klaus was out of range of the spell, so I needed to move to a more central spot, cast, and then move back.
I gotcha. Yeah, nope, nothing against that. Totally
All
allowed.
right.
I also have nothing against that.
I object. No, not really.
All right, that's me.
All right. So now it is the Bulette, and as we already know, it is giving Stallion the old chompy chompy.
So does that set off my my action or no?
It does not. You were not protecting for yourself. You were protecting for Bjork.
Protecting is such a strong word.
That's why I had you call your shot.
More like using
Yeah.
as bait.
Kind of like paladin. Paladin is such a strong word.
Well, fortunately, Arrow of the Gods is not.
Does a 15 hit you? I did give him advantage since you were looking specifically elsewhere, and he got the. Holy crap!
Fuck me.
Jesus.
Jesus' ballsack.
That
That's a lot of hit points.
is a lot of hit points as it crunches you good, and Stallion, you will get an attack of opportunity.
From inside.
Yeah, as you're sliding down its gullet. It's like Quint punching Jaws as he's being
I'm
eaten
gonna
alive.
throw my intestines at it and try to strangle it.
Kick it in the uvula on your way down.
All right, I get a 20.
All right, roll damage.
12.
Nice. All right, so you do some damage as
Doo-doo
it
is the key word there.
resubmerges back into the earth with the rest of its move.
It's like satanic whack-a-mole.
Yeah, this is the thing about boulettes. Is they're pretty straightforward, but their straightforwards are very effective.
Yeah, I guess sharks aren't well known for being particularly coy. That would be coy.
All right, Stallion of the God.
Well, the first thing I'll do is use my lay on hands to give myself 30 of those hit points back.
Lay on hoofs.
Sure. Whatever the fuck. And I guess yeah, I'll do a dodge for right now. Actually, no, screw that. Screw the dodge. I will do a ready in case it comes back for me.
Okay, you are gonna prepare for self-defense. And what direction are you watching?
Pretty much right in front of me. Right where it came from last.
All right, I'm gonna shift your token to reflect that.
Look at you being all fancy turning us around.
Well, suddenly where you're facing matters in this one. Gasp, a battle that's not just smashing.
We're so fucked.
Yeah, I know. Klaus.
Alright, to the east of me, there looks like a ledge, and what looks like a bearskin rug or something. What is that?
Oh, the burlap sack full of stuff that originally lured y'all over to that area?
Ah, right. Okay, well, I am gonna stay where I am, and this time I am gonna ready in action. And I would like to face south.
Okay, you are going to... So, are you looking for him to attack one of the party members, or coming for you?
I'm gonna guard the section of land that I'm near. If I do happen to see him come up somewhere else and I can get a shot off before he dives again, I will do that.
For your ready, it's sort of you gotta pick a spot where you think he's popping up and be like, fuck, got him.
All right, then. Okay, I see. All right, so I could pick a spot near somebody else.
Yeah, you have ranged attacks, so you could,
Yes.
you could bet on him attacking. Like if you had called Stallion of the Gods when he popped up, you would have gotten an attack on him.
All right, then I will watch the spot just west of Bjorg.
Okie dokie. You are watching Bjorg. I'm gonna tilt your token slightly. All right, Brandon Thighmaster.
Okay, I think judging by my experience of this thing, it makes sense to play it defensively, so I'm not going to change my tactics. I'm just going to call dodge and wait for it to attack and counter. I will try and look as alluring a target as possible, which means I will do nothing. I am not already doing.
Just preening.
Yeah.
All right.
Leg in the air, licking the old butthole. Come and get it, mole shark.
All right, Bjorg.
Bjorg is it's a free action to transform into my human self, right?
Yes, I believe we have. Wait. I think we've been doing standards.
Standard? Okay.
I feel like for a transformation.
I'll stay a pig for now. And I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna turn to watch the area like between probably northwest.
So you're readying an attack action?
Readying an attack, readying an attack and watching that open space.
For northwest.
Yes.
All right. So if he
Are you watching it for it to attack you too, or just the area?
I'm watching for it to pop up.
Yeah, I took that to be a self-defense.
Yeah.
Cool, because I has an idea.
Well, Fandango, good timing because it is your turn.
Oh, shit.
Bjorg, I'm sorry.
I don't like the sound of that.
Fandango's gonna fly up. This thing's jumped up out of the ground twice now, right?
No, it has it's only done the leap once. With Stallion, it just kind of burst out of the ground like really like a shark style, tore off a chunk and went back into the earth.
Do I have a sense of how big this fucking thing is?
I mean, you saw it leap out of the fucking ground, sail through the air, and land on top of you. Yeah, I feel like you've got a pretty good shape of it in your head.
Okay, so how big's this fucking thing?
Large.
Okay, so like 10 feet?
It doesn't give me exact proportions, but yes, it is a very large, very heavy creature.
Okay, Fandango's going to fly directly over Bjorg and start singing insulting Bulette songs to lure the fucker out right over top of our strongest fighter. But I'm going to hover 25 feet in the air.
All right.
So I'm going to be up there singing,
near...
Bulette, vous couchez avec moi, ce soir.
That's more alluring than insulting.
Indeed. Might be slightly more effective were it not submerged in earth right now.
I'm real loud. I mean, parrot.
All right. Same as last time. It's going to be 1 for Brandon, 2 for Bjorg, and 3 for Stallion. 1 for Brandon.
Okay.
Which nobody had him covered. So it's going to be...
Nobody wants to look at his butthole.
Yep.
Lies.
Again.
The Bulette, you didn't have anything watching it, so he has the surprise, but you have your dodge, so those wash. So it's just the first roll. Let's see how it does. 17.
Ah, shit, yeah. 17 hits.
33.
Ooh, that takes out a fair old chunk of humor.
But you do get to smack him back.
Yeah. As the enormous shark-like thing erupts out of the ground and bites me in half, I get to bop it on the nose. Boop. Natural 1.
Jeez.
Wait,
oh,
does
boy.
he get advantage?
Steve rolled double nat 1s on the advantage roller.
I don't even think you hit the ground with that one.
The Bulette is going to sink back down. That was when Brandon took his shot, which clearly not going to be relevant on this one.
He threw away his shot.
He did. The Bulette did not throw away his chomp. Stallion of the Gods.
I just had a cool thing to try, and I just remembered I don't have my shit.
I don't think you can even fling shit in that form.
Were you going to try and show it gnome porn?
Here. I'm going to head over to here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Bless on Bjorg, Brandon, and Fandango.
Is that a bonus to, like, attacks?
Yes. Whenever you make an attack or saving throw, it lasts up to a minute. You can roll a d4 and add that number.
Can you cast it on yourself, too? Or
technically, I guess I could. Doesn't say I can't.
Because, I mean, what, combat shit on me?
Okay, fine. Fuck you. I cast it on Bjorg, Brandon, and myself.
Oh!
Also, I'm going to be really busy healing Brandon next round, I think.
Hot diggity. Damn.
What?
That's not a one and done.
No.
No.
No, that's really good for a first level
Bless is a
spell.
fucking powerhouse in 5e.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Wow. All right.
What happened?
Whenever you
blessed.
attack, you'll get to add a d4
Oh, nice.
to attack, not to damage.
Yes.
No, sorry, that was mostly me reading to me myself. All right. Wow, that was a solid move from Stallion of the Gods. Klaus.
Well, I guess I'm gonna stick with my old strategy. This time I will be covering Brandon.
All right.
My logic being that if the bullet gets him, it might kill him, but at least I can get a shot off. If the bullet attacks somebody else, then they can fight back. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but that's what I'm going with.
No, it's got a taste for cat now. I mean, it's gonna prioritize that sweet Brandon meat.
I went for Bjorg last time because pork.
Yeah, I mean,
delicious.
bacon makes sense. As many times as I've set Bjorg on fire, he is like bacon.
All right, we are around to Brandon Thighmaster. Although, what's your current hit points at?
Yep,
There he is.
The hit points are currently at 5.
Oh,
Ouchie. Seems like
All
time
right.
for a vigorous sports massage.
Probably, yeah. Some kind of self-care time.
I mean, Klaus has already done that today.
No, we don't need to see Brandon do that too.
You do. In fact, I'm going to announce loudly what I'm about to do. Not just because it gives me a bonus, but, it makes me feel good. Okay, so Vigorous Sports Massage. Hit point recovery at 2 times my monk level plus a charisma roll. Which I roll for... Oh, shit. 19.
nice.
If I just remember what my monk level actually is. What are we, level 8 right now?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Should be on your character sheets.
Yeah. It is. I'm just a bit slow today. 35. Pretty much gives me back what was just chunked out of me. So that went
Nicely done.
surprisingly well. About as well as I could have done on that.
The cat's just rubbing itself all over. I imagine a little bit on the grass, just sort of rolling back and forth cat style.
Yeah.
While bleeding profusely.
Packing the dirt in the wounds.
And some of that cat chi. Whatever it is cats have instead of chi.
Butthole.
Just butthole.
Authority.
Skank. Just pure cat skank rolling in the grass.
Oh. All right, Bjorg, you are up.
Okay, Bjork's going to use a standard action to transform into a human.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Bah, bah.
Actually, he's going to move. You can still move, right?
Yes, you can use
Okay.
a move and a standard.
He's going to move
Or
to
move
about
in an action.
He's going to move to about there in order to be closer to everyone because he's actually figuring the closer we all are together, the more likely it is to pop up in range of all of us.
Good thinking.
That's a
It will-
great idea.
It will
still-
suck, but then we can kill it.
Huh. You said suck butt.
That's some unusual barbarian foresight right there.
All right, there is a poof of smoke, and Bjorg the Barbarian has returned.
Ah!
Fendingo.
All right. Can I fly down to Brandon and heal him and then have enough movement to just fly straight up to finish out my 60 feet?
Yeah, you're 25 in the air, so and then you're slightly over too, so you'd have to pay for the movement. So getting to Brandon would cost you looks like about 15 over, 25 down, but there's no reason you can't take a diagonal. So we'll just say probably 30 to get to Brandon, and then that still leaves you with 30.
All right, cool. I'm going to fly over to Brandon, cast. How bad are you hurt, bro?
After that extraordinarily fortunate heal roll, I'm about 2/3 as good as I could be. I look 2/3 as great as I usually do.
All right, then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds as a second level spell on Brandon.
The bird of healing.
Healing the cat who's busy marking himself.
For 20.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
Brandon Feinmeister is more or less fully restored, except for some artistically placed kind of grazes.
And then as I'm flying straight back up into the air, I'm going to yell out encouragement to Bjorg to smash the shit out of this thing whenever it comes back, giving him bardic inspiration.
That's advantage, right?
No, you can add a d8.
Did those stack?
Can't imagine why it wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's
'Cause
completely
it's-
different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that in being inspired by a parrot bard is very different from being blessed by a dwarf god.
Yep. I'm looking. There's
Who
nothing
said anything
that
about a
defines
dwarf
it.
god?
Yep,
That's
nothing
that other guy
defines it
who's
as
safe right now.
specific.
You know, rock and roll, unless you're a god of rock and you ain't Jimi Hendrix. Cool.
Thank you.
All right, so refresh me real quick. Klaus is watching Brandon. Fendingo did not ready in action. Brandon used a sports massage. Bjorg transformed. Stallion, did you ready in action?
No, I moved and I cast that spell.
That's right. Okay, so the only one with a ready to action is Klaus. And let's see who the Bulette attacks. Same as before. We'll just keep it consistent. Brandon is 1, Bjorg is 2, Stallion is 3. 1. Brandon. Klaus.
Jeez.
You get a shot before anything else happens because you picked it, you declared it, and in theory, if you kill this thing, you do interrupt it.
I was thrashing around like a baby seal. I think that's how it
Yeah.
works.
All right.
He thought
so-
you were going clubbing.
Suck it, Bullet. Klaus rolls a 20.
Nice.
I'm gonna
Dope.
say you can have sneak attack on this one too. I mean, you're shooting from a range. It's in combat with someone else. This feels like a moment where you're shooting it in the back of the head as it thinks it's sweeping up on someone else. So, yeah, you can get sneak attack on this.
All right. Plus 4d6, 14, 21 damage.
Okay, 21 damage. That is a good shot.
You're
Brandon,
welcome, everyone.
Brandon, the Bulette bursts from the ground and goes to chomp upon you, and a bolt just flies in and hits it in the back of the skull, and it does let out a whinny of pain, but it's definitely not dead, so it's gonna bite down on you, bud.
Wow, we're so thankful that random bolt came out of nowhere, as opposed to from someone useless like Klaus.
It's kind of like it came out of the blue.
Like it was sent from the gods.
Yeah, you did not dodge this time, so he's gonna get his surprise advantage. 17.
17 meets AC.
Only 28 this time.
Oh, only 28. Oh, that's good. Well,
But you do get a reaction as it goes back into the ground.
Is Bjorg close enough to attack it?
Not unless Bjorg has reach that I don't know about.
No.
I guess the sensible reaction would be to take another swing at it. Just, for etiquette's sake. Bite that sucker. Puma Brandon Firemaster bites for an 11.
Not quite gonna take it.
Okay. Well, I made the effort. I showed up.
You tried. Gold star.
Maximum effort.
Maximum effort, minimum results.
All right,
suck.
Stallion of the Gods. Your archery skills just got shown up by a weasel.
Yeah. Let's see here. What the
Feel
hell
the
can I
hate.
do?
You're still of value. There are plenty of dogs that need food.
Wow.
It should be noted, this Bulette has been incredibly lucky that it has not rolled Bjorg, whose reaction strike will be a lot harder.
I'm debating going over and standing next to Klaus just so he gets one too.
Thousands of kindergartners need glue.
Okay, Stallion, you guys have seen enough. I'll give you an int check.
Oh, this is gonna go well. Intelligence. An 11.
All right, yeah.
Seems legit.
Boy, this thing is just popping up from the ground and chewing on y'all like a motherfucker.
I'm gonna move over here so we're kind of all within range of each other, and then I will dodge.
Okay. Klaus.
Alright, my action isn't changing. I'm gonna ready myself again and wait for another shot of that big bastard. I guess I'm gonna focus. What do I get to focus on? Like how big an area?
So at this point, because the way everyone's clustered, I would say that you could start picking specific areas. Like for example, if it came out on this side, you could get a shot. If it came out like here, specifically attacking Brandon. So I'd say you could watch any one person's front, or you could try to watch the collective rear.
Alright, I'm gonna do.
Actually, in fairness, Klaus, give me an int check.
Maybe this will simplify things.
Oh yeah.
5.
Simple is one way of putting it.
There are no insights to offer.
Okay, that's fine. I would like to. I feel like, Brandon's gotten eaten enough. This thing probably doesn't want cat anymore when barbarian and horse are so much tastier. Where the hell is Bjorg?
Bjorg is
Oh,
the
all
guy.
right, he's not a pig anymore. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. All right, yeah, he's the barbarian. Okay, I'm gonna go in that first place you targeted.
All right, so you're going for the collective rear.
Yes.
Got it. All right. Brandon Thymeister. You can also have an int check. I've been giving them to everyone, and you've all seen the same amount of battle.
Sure. I mean, this thing's eaten most of me by now. I must have learned something. Or perhaps not, with a 5.
Yeah, you've lost a fair amount of blood. It's not unreasonable that you might be a bit punch drunk at this point.
I'm with you, buddy.
Don't you learn about animals by you punching them, not them beating the shit out of you?
That's true. I just say, guys, we need a really big mallet.
Yeah, so far this thing's learning a lot about Puma Thighmaster there.
It's got a first-hand lessons on puma anatomy going on.
Yeah, as it flosses its teeth with your balls.
Same rules apply. I hope it works this time. I will call dodge.
All right, dodge, and Bjorg.
I'm gonna standing near Stallion and
You get an intelligence check first off.
Oh, intelligence check. That's right. Okay, hold on.
Yes.
There's no way the barbarian doesn't crush this.
That's an 11.
So the rolls for intelligence have been 11, 5, 5, 11. So that's really weird.
One
No
of those
insights
days.
to offer.
Gonna hold a ready action and wait for the thing to pop up and smack it when it does.
Okay, so you are guarding yourself, and which direction are you guarding?
Facing the direction of Brandon and Stallion, because if it's gonna pop up under me, then it's right there, and if it's gonna pop up under one of them, then maybe I can. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move a little closer. I'm gonna move so that I'm flanking, so that I'm kitty corner with both of them.
Yeah, because
That
you would
way-
need to be in range still
That
to
way
be
if
able
it-
to hit with your ready to action, because you don't have a
Yeah.
ranged option.
No, but if I'm kitty cornered with them, that means that basically if it pops up under either of them, I can reach it.
No, where you are right now, it would actually be very hard to reach.
Okay,
'cause
so
if it
can I-
attacked from the front, of either of them, you'd be out of range.
Fuck. Okay.
I would, if you want to defend the front, I would move all the way fully up, like to the front.
Like right there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll hang out there. That way your boy can lay down the hurt when this thing pops up.
Fendingo, intelligence check. Go full circle with this one.
Is it going to be an 11 or is it going to be a 5?
It's the only options.
17.
You witch! How dare you!
I'm your fine feathered genius, motherfuckers.
Fandango, you having cleared a 15, can put together that it does appear to be picking off those who are off on their own, minimizing the amount of attacks it will take. So, clustering together is the double-edged sword, because it's allows for it to do its leap attack, but it also means that a lot more people are around to get reactions and stuff.
All right. Guys, I don't think it's going to come at y'all while you're really close together like that. But I also think you're idiots if you split up, because then it's just going to bite you in half like it's been doing to Brandon all this time. So, do with that information what you will.
Maybe you should use the rest of your move action to drop a rock about where Klaus is, to just let it know someone's over there.
Wow.
For now, I think I'm just going to do that whole fly down, heal Brandon, fly back up thing again.
The solid move. It's a real solid move.
Good plan. Brandon gives whatever the feline equivalent of a thumbs up is.
Well, that thumbs up gets you back 16 hit points.
Nice.
It's a good thumb.
Take another hit.
And this time I will give Brandon Bardic Inspiration and say, there's no way he hits you like he absolutely owns you this many times in a row. You will completely dodge this shit this time. Really, you totally will.
That's convincing.
Brandon. Well, it wouldn't have mattered. But you did forget to roll a d4 on your last attack. But
right, because you're blessed.
It still wouldn't have put you in a hit range, but just wanted to keep in mind.
I was beyond blessing last time.
I think you were at the bless your heart range last time.
All right, so y'all have started clustering together. And so, yeah, we'll see. First up, let's see if he's going to do the leap. We'll see, do a D2. 1, he does the leap. 2, he does a normal bite. He does the leap.
Of course he does.
Okay. Let's see if he attacks from the south, triggering Klaus's ready to action, or the north, triggering Bjorg's ready to action. So same, we'll say 1 is north, and 2 is south. 2.
Damn.
All right, so the Bulette is going to burst out of the ground from the rear. All right, so it comes swinging up, bursting out of the ground from the rear, and then landing on top of you two. Those are... You can't fit all 3, unfortunately. So, Klaus, give me your attack, and don't forget to roll an extra d4 on it to hit.
No, he doesn't get it.
Oh, that's right. You didn't bless him. Never mind.
Specifically not here.
All right. Weasel bow. 25.
25 will hit.
Can I get sneak attack damage still?
Yeah, as before. He's bursting out of the ground, and you're a ways off, kind of catching him as he goes. So I'll give you that one. I don't think he's expecting the weasel shots.
All right, that's a total of 19 damage.
Nice. All right, so that is his. Now then, for the deadly leap, dodge actually doesn't come into play because it's a save, not an attack. So,
but you can use your Bardic Inspiration on saving throws.
Yeah, you get D4, extra D4. Very good to know. Yes.
Bless works with the saving throw, so it's D4. Also, anybody within 10 feet of me gets a +3 on saves.
Damn. So Stallion and Bjorg, I need you to make a DC 16 strength or dexterity. You can choose.
All right.
Okay.
And don't forget to add your Rick bonuses.
It's a save?
Yeah, it is a save.
And it's a +3 from that, or...
You get a +3 and a +D4.
And a +D8.
So that's 3 from... 3 from... He might not want to burn his inspiration on this if he doesn't need it.
yeah.
And then, honestly, a D4, yeah,
It's
it doesn't
5,
matter
so-
because, yeah, you're 20,
That's
but
17.
a 1 would have gotten you to 16, so you're good.
Yeah.
Arrow
Yeah.
gets a 22.
All right, so you both make the save. So you, on a successful save, you take half damage. You are not knocked prone, and you are pushed 5 feet out of the space. So you guys are going to take half of this damage. Half of 30, so 15 each.
Okay.
And you are both shoved out of the space.
Still got plenty of hit points left, so if I could
Yep.
just hit this thing.
Well, the good news is doing the deadly leap eats up so much of his movement, he can't do the runaway.
Hey.
That's why I was rolling to see if he was going to do it or not.
It's party time.
It is.
Time to smack it with an oar.
Everybody really wants to run away after they take a swing.
It's suddenly the Bulette smash fest. Well, Stallion of the Gods, you get first whack at the pinata.
All right. As a bonus action, I activate my Vow of Enmity, which gives me advantage against it.
Alrighty.
And then 2 arrows are coming, and if these arrows hit, I'm going to power both of them with Divine Smite.
Dope.
All right. So first arrow, 25.
Hits.
All right. And I'm going to spend a second level slot on this. So this will do...
This is truly the Mr. Ed Go Fuck Yourself special.
This will do 20 points of damage.
Alrighty.
Kiss my ass, land shark.
And the next bolt, 27. And fuck it. I will also spend a second level spell on this. Fuck this guy.
You're paying him back for that gigantic chomp.
Oh, he pissed me off. So this one does 23 points.
All right, so the Bulette, upon landing and shoving you out, turns to find Stallion of the Gods with 2 glowing white-hot arrows filled with magic, and it just shoots them straight into the eyes. Like, it goes down the barrel, clunks around the skull a few times, and this thing drops dead.
And that's why you kill the fucking DPS guy first.
But I tell you, you know what? It's a good thing you did the spells and everything, because it took both arrows to do it.
But if you want to hit it to finish it off, Bjorg, to make yourself feel better, go ahead.
Bjorg will dejectedly hack at the corpse.
Well, hack it into some pieces, and I'll cook this motherfucker.
Well, before you do that, Klaus would like to go into its mouth and eat some of it raw.
That's pretty savage.
Well, I looked up weasels. They're carnivores. They
I mean, carnivore doesn't
they don't
mean you
cook.
can't eat cooked food.
And it gives new meaning to the phrase.
Oh, have you seen a fucking weasel cook?
I don't know that I've ever seen a weasel do anything.
Man,
So
what
I
class
haven't seen a weasel refuse to cook.
You've seen a weasel do a lot of things.
I've blocked all of those from my memory.
I was going to say, with Klaus in its mouth, this thing is really full of shit.
I'm gonna eat some, and I might eat some cooked later. I'm not ruling that out.
When this thing dies and shits himself, is he going to crap out Klaus?
I mean, it's already pretty dead. If Klaus wants to make the trek from entrance to exit, that's really his call.
Depends on how long we're staying here.
I give it even odds as to which one he chooses, yay or nay.
Well, while y'all are taking apart the corpse of this former land shark predator, we will probably go ahead and let the game call there for this week. But don't worry, folks, as you know, the episode is not over. While we're doing this, we've got Joe live blogging at facebook.com/authorsanddragons, and we like to take your questions at the end. But before we do that, we take the questions from the Discord, which is affiliated with the Patreon, which Rick has to do. Oh, my God.
Because they're better than you.
Anyway, we take your questions. This is the Patreon Discord ones that Rick is going to be calling out.
Yes. All right. Well, let's start out with a nice one. Our friend Jen asks, "What's something happy that happened to you recently?"
Dead fucking silence.
No, I've got one. I did my writing today, and I had to go run an errand afterwards. And I was in my car, and I had the radio on, and what was it? Matthew Sweet and 10,000 Maniacs played back to back, and that was awesome.
I started a Pathfinder Second Edition play by post campaign online with some really good friends, and it's slow moving because it's play by post, but it's honestly been really, really great, and everyone's been bringing their creative A game, so that's got my spirits lifted a bit.
It's my youngest birthday next week, so and he loves Halloween, so I managed to get us tickets for a drive-through haunted house this weekend.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, it's kind of like a haunted hayride, except you drive.
Exactly.
And you don't have to sit in a hay wagon with a bunch of randos. I kind of love it. My sister called me today and told me that one of my favorite singer-songwriters is going to be playing in Asheville next month, so they're doing drive-in concerts at an outdoor venue. So we're going to pile into the truck and get our little 20 by 15 area and set up chairs and see Jason Isbell.
I got to see the cover for 5 Minute Sherlock number 2 this week, and that looked really cool and everything, and got me more excited about it.
I spent all of Friday evening eating burritos and playing Fall Guy and Nippon Marathon with my kids, and there is just no rawer basic joy than just watching those idiot Fall Guys fall into oblivion.
Is this why you couldn't do East Infection on Saturday?
You're damn right.
All right.
If you're ever feeling stressed, the world gets too much, just log on to Fall Guys and watch your children get knocked into oblivion while they desperately strive to reach the finish line. It's fun. Puts things into perspective.
All right. Here's one that I think is a good plug opportunity. Our buddy F.U. Mark asks, will any of you be making guest appearances on the Calamity Janes?
But Rick, what is the Calamity Janes podcast?
Yes, Rick, please do inform us as to what the fuck this is.
Well, I've heard rumor that it is a parallel adventuring party that takes place in the world of Authors and Dragons, but as the name would suggest, it is entirely run by females.
And if they wanted to hear a sample episode, say from a recent Authors and Dragons Digicon, would that be possible?
Huh. Well, you might be right, but they'd probably have to go to our YouTube page. What was that address again?
Is it actually youtube.com/Authors and Dragons? Because I feel like it's not.
Authors and Dragons or Authors and Dragons podcast. If you put Authors and Dragons into YouTube, you'll find it.
It is. Oh God, that's gibberish. Yeah, search Authors and Dragons on YouTube.
Way to drop the ball, guys. I volleyed it, and you both just headbutted each other.
Well, this is the point where we realize we don't have a custom URL on YouTube.
So if you go to authorsanddragons.com, there'll be a link on the main page that'll send you to our YouTube page.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a good one.
I feel like this is a world in desperate need of Klaus Richter. So yes.
The pilot episode is called Authors and Dragons Ladies Night, so you guys can go and listen to that. I've been editing the new episodes, which will be coming soon, and I have to say, we might not want to make a guest appearance.
I don't think Fandingo would survive a guest appearance. I've heard nasty things about what they want to do to my favorite parrot bard.
Let's just say that our less than exemplary behaviour has not left behind a legacy which would perhaps welcome a guest appearance from our characters.
Well, a one-time guest appearance, maybe.
Might do like a ships passing in the night, maybe a special crossover episode at the next convention. We'll see how things go. I could see myself popping in for if we wanted to do some old NPCs or something. That could be fun. Gunther's always a good time.
They probably
Yeah.
wouldn't want to beat the shit out of the NPCs. But
I mean, I'm of the opinion that a Judge Hungry cameo is always good.
that's true.
Yeah, but definitely looking forward to listening to that. Their first adventure was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was
And
hilarious.
those will be out soon.
Soon, keep an eye on the Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube. Fucking smash that subscribe button.
Because if you
Smash it.
go to our YouTube channel right now, you can see an awesome little preview image.
There you go.
All right, why don't we do one more from Discord? Our friend Lamplighter asks, "How old were you when you wrote your first book, and did you publish it? And do you still like it?"
All right, one thing we have to establish, I think, real quick. First book means finished, right? Like, not first project. Like, first cover to cover, like, I finished a book.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
And we mean fiction, right?
I don't know. Is nonfiction, why would that be disqualified?
Okay.
Doesn't matter for me.
Then 34, yes, and pieces of it. It's called Returning the Favor and Other Slices of Life. It's a collection of short stories, narrative nonfiction, and poetry that I posted to my blog over a span of, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. So that was my first book that I put together. And I don't know, 34, 35.
And do you still like it?
Yeah, not because it's a miscellany. Some pieces of it I still really like. Some pieces of it I'm like, meh. But so yeah, it's still okay. I wouldn't give it an A+ at this point. I'd give it probably a B-, but that's still better than I got in most of my math classes.
I mean, I think it has to be said, this is our first work. All of us would look at it and say there's room for improvement.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But like, you know, you
Actually,
can still...
no, I was 30. Yeah, I was 35 when I wrote it. 36 when I published it.
Very nice.
So 11 years ago.
And kind of a similar thing with John. I guess it would make me 38 or 39 when I did it. But Pop-Tart Manifesto was my first, and I pretty much did it as a bucket list of like, hey, look, I put together a book, and hey, I published it on Amazon, and hey, I'm never going to do this again. And it's kind of similar with John. It's like, you know, there's some stories in it I'm still fond of, but overall, you can tell it's a first effort.
I mean, there are pieces of mine I still read. I still do at readings. So yeah.
The first book I actually finished, I was, let's see, I would have been 24. It was kind of a weird urban fantasy fairy tale thing that had to do with you know, people who are the physical manifestations of fairy tale archetypes reincarnating over and over again. And yeah, I look at it now, and obviously it's got all of the problems that you know something has when it's your first effort, but there are bits of it that that it's actually really cool. For a while I couldn't even look at it, but there are bits of it now that I look at it and I can see the hints of what's become my style, like peeking through and showing up, and that's actually really cool. So yeah, I'm fond of it.
I think I was 24, 23, 24, not entirely certain. The first book I finished was actually a web serial, and it predated even the folks who've been following me since Superpowers. This was my original web serial called No More Ramen, about a college kid who wins the lottery and tries to keep it a secret. It was pretty okay. I mean, by current standards. I've never published it because I don't think it holds up to the standards I try and set for myself now. And it's not such a strong concept that I feel it's worth the time to try and rework rework from the ground up. I'm kind of content letting it exist as what it was. So I never took it to publication, but I do still like it. It was my first foray into trying comedy, and it was my first public project. It was my first thing I ever wrapped, so it's always going to have a special place in my heart.
The first book I ever wrote was the Doomsayer Journeys, and I started that, I guess theoretically started it when I was about 16. I used to get involved with a lot of collaborative projects with people. We'd write plays and make hypercard games and form bands, and nothing really ever came of stuff like that, and nothing really came of the book collaboration either. We had another swing at it when I was in college, and it didn't kind of work out because neither of us knew how to write a book. And after that I thought, fuck it, I'll go on my own. I'll write this book, I'll get it done, I'll write it my way. And I did eventually. I think I maybe finished the Doomsayer Journeys when I was about 26 and didn't really publish it till I was near 30. So whether I still like it, yeah, but it kind of feels like cheating because I've rewrote it so many times over that time period. I wouldn't say it's drastically different from what I write today. I think, I could do that better, but I kind of do that with books I write now. So, but yeah, I still like it. I'm still very sentimental about the world and the characters, and I enjoy revisiting them. And my own stuff still makes me laugh, because I do enjoy laughing at my own jokes.
I wrote one book. It was called Thicker Than Blood. It took me about 3 years. I don't know, sometime around when I was 30. And then it was about two girls. One of them had some kind of like powers and shit, and the other one was like a vampire, but instead of blood, she drank semen to live forever and stay eternally youthful. It was pretty shit, and so
Wait, is this
I've
a
never
shingles?
published it. Well, it turned into a shingles. I'll get to that.
Okay. I was like, I know that title. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I recycled the title
Gotcha.
and half of the premise. When I was on my last, I'd kind of lost steam on it, but and when I was about to write the last chapter, I got the idea for Critical Failures, and then I really wanted to write that, but more so, I wanted to finish a book. So I wrote the last chapter, shelved it for all eternity, and wrote Critical Failures. And, 10 years later or something, I said, all right, there's still, now that we've got this shingles thing going, there's still a kernel of something to be had there. There's like a semen vampire. That's shinglesy. And so, yeah, I'm never going to publish this book, so I might as well use the title, Thicker Than Blood. And so I did that. The end.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a dick-sucking vampire premise, you'd be a fool to leave that on the shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me you used the word cumpire at least once.
He's writing notes.
So that takes care of us for the Discord this week. Why don't we head on over to the Facebook where Joe has some questions just waiting to be served up.
I suppose this works.
Dr. Winston had very little faith in me. Dr. Winston is my dog for anybody who is new to the podcast.
My wife, when my wife and I got married, she didn't have a job yet, and I was working at a frame shop. And basically, when she got her job, we realized that we could subsist on her salary, and I was making chump change at the frame shop. So basically, she was like, "All right, I can support us. Why don't you finally just write full time?" And I've been doing that ever since.
Yeah. I don't think my wife is still sure of the decision. There were some arguments here. The whole leaving behind corporate America with the steady paycheck and the benefits and stuff was not an easy thing.
Yeah, not easy thing at all to leave behind a regular paycheck, which is why I never went full time. My wife of the time probably would not have reacted very well. I was supporting a pregnant wife and stepson with a very meager paycheck, and I had to, I guess, concentrate my energies and creative energies into just getting a better regular job, really, which meant the writing was always part time, and it was nice. I'd get the odd article writing gig, and that'd get us some money, and that was always welcome. But it was never a steady enough bet where I could just go, fuck it, I'll write full time. It would have been tremendously irresponsible of me to do that, I suppose. And even now, I've got bills, I got obligations, pending some remarkable sudden interest in my work and giving me money. It's still unlikely I'd go full time. And even writing part time has its sacrifices. It's basically doing another job, and if you're in a relationship and you're out of the house for 8 hours and you come back in the house and you're plugged into a screen for more hours, it's a sacrifice. But yeah, at the time, if we suddenly decided that I could make my shit wage by staying at home, we probably wouldn't have went that route. But we were far more of the opinion that I should concentrate on getting something more than a shit wage.
Aren't we all?
I guess my answer would start with which time I left my day job to write. My wife has always been real supportive and had a lot of faith in me, but I went full time twice because I couldn't make it the first time. So I think that knowing that I had the ability and willingness to go back to a day job if our finances required it gave her a lot more faith or willingness to let me do it. I also got fired, so I was going to be on unemployment anyway, so might as well go full time, and then it took off. So going full time wasn't necessarily my decision, but it worked out.
In a similar boat to you, John, in that, my contract job I had been doing for 3 years came to an end, and the idea of going back into an office just caused for me the mightiest of migraines and anxiety, of just because it was a great job that truly challenged me, and I was like, no office job is going to give me that again. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to try to be a full-time writer while I kind of hunt for a job. And then I half-assed the job hunt, and the writing thing kind of worked, and I was like, fuck it, let's write it into the grave.
Yeah, I was kind of half-assing my job the last few months, which may have had something to do with the whole firing thing, because I knew I didn't want to work for the company for the rest of my life. So I had started writing Quincy Harker, and it was pretty successful right out of the gate. So I was like, okay, well, these guys are still going to pay me for at least a couple more months. I'm going to write as much as I can, and then we'll see. And, it worked out. So I mooched off them for a while. I mooched off unemployment for about a month, and then I was making enough to survive.
My job teaching in Korea barely paid me anything. And so... And I was like working a bunch of side gigs, teaching tutoring students, and it was just a bunch of stress, and we were still barely making ends meet. And so yeah, my wife, she still hasn't read my books because English is not her first language, but she had absolute faith in me because she kind of had to. It was this or nothing. It was. fucking nightmare. But
Like, you can either write or I can kill you and collect life insurance.
yeah, pretty much.
And Bob was like, "Ha, joke's on you if you think there's life insurance."
Pretty much.
Let's see here. There's a bunch to me for some reason. Let's see here.
You can take a personal one, Joe. Give the people what they want.
Why is your dick so big?
How much do we have to pledge on Patreon for the shirtless Joe selfies?
First one is okay. I'm sure this is a reference to something I don't get, but now that we're in, our friend Matthew asks, now that we're in fall, are you going to add pumpkin spice to Joe's marinate routine? I have no idea.
I got nothing
what
for
that
that.
means.
Matthew, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. I have no problem with pumpkin spice, however.
Matthew, English motherfucker, do you speak it?
The answer is yes.
Now I want a frappuccino.
I don't really care what the question was. Sure, we're going to marinate Joe in pumpkin spice.
And for enough money, you can come watch.
You know,
Patreon. We're getting desperate.
50 white women in yoga pants just swooned when I said that.
It's our new pandemic monetization method.
That's just me, whoring it out like a Starbucks drink.
Yeah, canned
Or like a
pumpkin.
writer.
Canned pumpkin with a shot of Joe jizz.
Wow.
I was thinking like we put him in a flannel shirt and have him softly tell you how he's hollowing out a pumpkin.
I'd do that.
I think we'll get more from my idea.
I was thinking blue jeans, soulful eyes, and orange body paint.
I think the color orange is tainted forever. Let's see.
I grew up in South Carolina.
It's time to take it back.
Let's see.
That's right. I still like jack-o'-lanterns. God damn it!
I have two. I have one more for me that I'll do. Our friend Daniel asked, "Could Brassy do a Jabberwocky reading?" And I'm not sure what. Are you asking if I could just read the Jabberwocky poem?
I don't think we can. I don't think we.
Yeah,
is
I
that
think
public
Lewis-
domain.
It probably is.
Oh,
He's been dead a long fucking time.
Yeah. I guess I could.
in
When
theory.
my voice is better.
Or, because of hurricanes and plagues and whatnot, the comic book Chronicles of Calamity has been delayed in its release, so the crowdfunder is still available on Indiegogo. One of the tiers of which is to have a personal message recorded by an A&D cast member, and you can fucking go buy that shit if you desire.
Yeah, I think I need to do some of those recordings, don't I?
Yeah, a couple already have, and most of them have asked for Joe, so get in line, fuck.
Specifically ask, can Joe marinate me with his voice?
Wow.
And yes, Jabberwocky is public domain.
Okay, cool. Maybe that's something I do for Halloween.
Mm.
Yeah, sure, I
Well,
can do that. Let me just figure out when and how to do it.
We charge extra for video.
Our friend Tony asks, if you could have any movie remade into a porno and keep the same cast as the original, what movie would you pick?
Hawk the Slayer.
Oh, God. God, that's even better than what I was going to say. I was going to say Reservoir Dogs.
I have one. Congo.
That's pretty good.
Oh, no. I think I got an even better one. Anaconda.
Rampage.
Muppet Treasure Island.
Okay, that wins.
I was going to say, isn't Muppet Christmas Carol already a porno for Bob?
Yeah, but this one we get to see Tim Curry railing some felt.
My God.
Oh,
I mean, that man can really sell it.
Well, that's in my head now.
man.
That just lives there now, I guess.
And now I want to change my answer to legend.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, with the
Those
horns.
horns, yeah.
You're welcome, motherfuckers.
I was trying to think of something horrible for a movie, but no, I'm gonna go with Full House.
Oh my God.
Talladega Nights would be pretty good.
Bob Saget, the porno.
That wasn't. what I was thinking of, but yeah.
The house will literally be full. This is a euphemism.
Oh, Jody, have something wholesome to take us home on.
Oh God, I don't know.
No, there are fans.
Probably not.
I probably should have done the writing and spouses one last. Yeah, actually, our friend Mark saved us here. What was your favorite children's story when you were a kid?
Full House.
It is now.
Muppet Treasure Island.
This
Oh,
was
God,
supposed
I
to
mean,
be
like-
wholesome.
Kid, like, man. So furthest back I can remember. So obviously there were children's books like Cat in the Hat and etc. But that's a little past my recollection capabilities. But I do remember being a kid and really enjoying reading the Boxcar Children books, and the main one I remember reading over and over. I almost think that's part of how I learned to read, was memorizing that book.
There's two that jump to mind. One was the Hardy Boys books. I like, kind of similarly to Drew, I kind of cut my teeth on reading things more complicated than little kids' books by reading Hardy Boys books. And the other one was the Chronicles of Prydain by Lloyd Alexander.
Jesus Christ.
Jumped right the fuck in there, didn't you, pal?
Huh?
Jumped right into the deep end there.
Motherfuckers reading Chaucer. I was reading Where the Wild Things Are.
To be fair, like my dad was a Harvard theology guy, and basically one of my bedtime stories two of the bedtime stories my dad told me when I was like a little kid was the fucking Trojan War, and the second was the Enuma Elish, which is the Babylonian creation myth, which involves the world being created by Marduk killing a giant snake and transforming its corpse into the world. So that was my upbringing.
Did your dad smoke pot? Because I would really like to get high with your dad.
No, my dad does not smoke pot.
Could
Yet.
he be convinced to do edibles?
Actually, well, my dad, he might have. I think, he does not anymore, but I think he did, because my dad was in a nightclub band in the 1970s.
Oh, he definitely did.
He did a lot more than pot.
Yeah, he did a lot of shit, yeah.
I got my gateway drug into the Hardy Boys books was Encyclopedia Brown. They were like a younger kid detective story before you got to Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, Trixie Belden, which I devoured all of those. But I remember reading Encyclopedia Brown when I was pretty young.
Yeah, the first book I read was the first book I remember reading, like a full novel-like book, was 101 Dalmatians, and that I don't give a shit about it now, but it was formative for me. For a long time after that, I pestered my parents to get me a Dalmatian. It never happened. The end.
Did you ever think about getting one in adulthood?
Nah, well, from what I hear, they're kind of shitty dogs.
So maybe your parents were right.
Maybe Cruella was right.
Shitty dog. May as well make a coat out of him. Yeah, I always sympathise with that villain. I think the earliest book I remember really enjoying, and I came back to it over the years, it was a collection of fairy tales that I've never heard of anywhere else, like in the mainstream at all. There was weird ones about the 12 princesses and the secret forest, and there were some things that they must have been English, because they were just weirdly crap. There's like the motivations were always just didn't make any sense. And there was a story called The Three Sillies, and it was about three people in vaguely medieval fairy times just staring at a hook at the wall, envisioning all the ways that they might accidentally hurt themselves on this hook. And this guy comes along and he's like, "Oh, why are you all crying?" And they tell him, And he's basically, the plot of the story is like, you know what, you guys are fucking idiots, and I'm going to travel the kingdom until I find 3 bigger fucking idiots than you. And that was the entire premise of it. He just travels the kingdom and go, well, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot. That was an adventure. And pretty much all the fairy tales were like that. Yeah, just a guy wandering around going, aren't people in this fairy tale world fucking stupid? I really need to track that book down because it did have a lot of weird shit in it that I have not seen anywhere else since. I just need to remember the name. If anyone can remember, listeners, you want to dig up the 3 Sillies and tell me what collection it was part of, I would appreciate you doing the heavy lifting for me. About time you start pulling your weight.
Jeez.
All right, folks. Well, that is going to do it for us this week on Authors and Dragons. We will be back next week with a side quest, and then in 2 weeks with more of the game that you just listened to. All right, until then, bye.
Bye.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Thousands of kindergartners need glue.